Hello, beautiful people. How are you today? Today I want to talk about Mercury retrograde. There seems to be a little bit of fear around Mercury retrograde, and I think that is because people don't understand that it is actually here to help us. I like to post sarcastic memes and funny things about Mercury retrograde, but it's in jest and fun. The actual reality of it is that it's a time for us to slow down, revisit, revise, review. It is a time to see what lessons are coming up to further advance us in our evolution. And what I mean by that is I always feel like the pre-shadow phase can actually be felt the strongest, which is the phase that we're in right now and have been for the last week or two. And I feel like that's the strongest. That's when the life lessons, it kind of gives you a preview of what this Mercury retrograde will be about. Then the retrograde itself is when the test happens. It's kind of like, what did I show you? Now you're being tested on it. And then the post-shadow period is how are you applying that lesson to your life going forward. The reason I'm making this video is because this Mercury retrograde is in Libra. And I saw a post about how that somebody posted that means that people will be breaking up and relationships will be ending during this time. I don't really feel that's true. And the reason I don't feel that's true is because whatever's meant for you is meant for you regardless of Mercury retrograde. Astrology should not rule your life. I am not an astrologer. I just use it as a key to see what lessons are coming up and what I'm meant to learn from it. That being said, Libra is the sign of relationships, but it's also the sign of justice and balance and fairness. And so also I want to point out that relationships aren't always just love relationships. Those are business relationships, partnerships, your relationship with your family, with your children, with your friends. And so because Mercury is the planet that rules communication, they always say that this is a time of miscommunication. How do you want to communicate? I feel like miscommunications happen to teach us a lesson of what works for us and what doesn't when expressing ourselves or not expressing ourselves. Where should you be more honest, or where in your partnerships or relationships are you needing to set boundaries? I feel like all of this is really important. Like I said, revisit, revise, review. Mercury retrograde is also a time that they say exes can come back. That's especially true when it's in Libra season. Now, does that mean that it's meant to be? I don't know. Only you will know that. It could be an unlearned lesson, unfinished business, stuff like that. It's not always the case either. It's more, like I said, about the lessons, what has been being presented to you the last couple weeks, because that's what I think the lesson will be going forward. Mercury goes retrograde on the 9th, and on the 10th we have a full moon in Pisces. Because this happens so close together, this energy will be amplified. You know, full moons are all about the peak energy. This is a water sign. Pisces is a water sign. So your best bet is to go with the flow, not make set plans. Be flexible. All of this is pretty common sense, especially with Mercury retrograde. And so just take this knowledge going forward and know that it's not anything to fear and more about your awareness and what you want to do with it. I hope this makes sense and I hope this helps. You guys have a wonderful day and I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weekend. Lots of love.